Alright guys, we're here at Maxwell Gap. Trail comes down there, crosses this road, and goes off over there. Alright. Alright guys, so climb out of Maxwell Gap is moderate. I want to say probably about 700 feet. Not overly difficult. It has sections where you're climbing and then it kind of levels out for a little bit, so you're not just constantly climbing. And then you get on this little ridge area and you're on like an old forest road, and it's just beautiful in here. It really is. You get past that plaque back there, probably about 0.2, 0.3 miles that I got the picture of. Yeah, it's really nice in this section. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, so we're making our climb down to Laney Gap. Looks like there's a little campsite here for sure. Looks like it's a dry campsite, probably. Laney Gap. Trail goes off to your right. So 3.7 to the US 7 or 278 Trailhead high point. Just goes up that way. Alright. Alright guys, so we're making our climb down to Laney Gap. Looks like there's a little campsite here for sure. Looks like it's a dry campsite, probably. Laney Gap. Trail goes off to your right. So 3.7 to the US 7 or 278 Trailhead high point. Just goes up that way. Alright. Alright guys, I just said goodbye to Rick, who has been shuttling me mostly this whole trail. A really great guy. He did 3 miles in with me. So I just wanted to say thank you for all the times you've given me a shuttle, because I would not be doing this trail without your help and generosity. So really thank you. I really do appreciate it. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, at 3.8 miles you come to this, you get off this little forest road, it looks like, or you cross this little forest road, old forest road. You don't go up that way. You'll see a double blaze on that tree. The trail just goes up and across diagonally, so don't go straight down, but you'll see it up here. Alright, so this is about 3.85 miles in. Over and out. So it looks like we're going to start climbing a little bit, and we're heading to High Point Trailhead. That's our next big intersection. Alright, over. We're at 4 miles. Trail crosses what appears to be this old logging road. And down there I see some grassy areas that could make for a campsite. I haven't seen any water in this section, but I did pass up a little mud pit that may be in the cooler time. Could be a little spring, but in the middle of summer in July, on August, no chance. Trail so far has been really nice. I've enjoyed it. Alright, over. Alright guys, at about 1.25 miles you come across the first water. come to this little gap. There's maybe a place for an awkward tent, but definitely some places for hammocks here. So you just cross over this little water source. It's not exactly moving, but it surely would. And we're always, here's another little spring crossing. It's moving a little better. Oh yeah. So yeah, here about 4¼ miles in is your forest water source. I still have 3 liters with me, so I'm just gonna keep going. Beautiful little section so far. I've really enjoyed it. Climbs aren't too bad, the downhills aren't too bad. A few nice flat areas, or virtually flat areas. So it's a nice little section here. Not too many places for campsites, but we've only come 4 miles, so that's to be expected, I guess. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, so at 4.5, yeah, by the way, I got this awesome new watch. So now I'm going to have more precise mileage markers at 4.5. Oh. Cross another little spring here that's moving beautifully. And I really shouldn't be recording while doing this. Oh, managed it. But yeah, so that's so about 4.5 miles. You come to another spring crossing that's moving well. You'll kind of hear it. I thought I heard it, but I wasn't sure. But you'll be going downhill into this little gully, and you'll be able to figure it out before you get there. All right, over and out. All right, guys, at about 5¼ trail comes down that way. You got a rock formation here, parallels this old forest road, a logging road. It looks like there's a double blaze here. And the trail continues off to your left. So I've come about 5¼ miles, a little under 2 hours. It's not too bad. See if I can pick up the pace a little bit. No water here. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, at 5⅓ you come by this creek bed that's not really flowing at this time of the year. But yeah, it goes across and it goes up that way. Alright. Alright guys, so we're at about 6 miles, exactly 6 miles, and I think we're coming close to the crossing of US 278 at High Point Trailhead. I'm gonna take a little break there to come to this opening, and you'll hear the cars well before. I'm gonna take a little break there and reset my watch, because I'm not sure it's doing everything that I want it to do. And then take a small break, get a little water. You can see the sun starting to come out. And I may have lost the trail. Think I'm on it? Yeah. Here's a... Okay, you just skirt around the left of the little open field area. And just keep going. Now I've heard the road for about 0.2 miles, so I know I'm getting pretty close to it. And yeah, the spider webs and the spiders are real on the Pinhoti this time of year. Boy, I'm covered in them. Alright, over and out. Alright, here we are. High Point Trailhead. You have this on your left, info station, kiosk area. Very cool. Looks like the trail just goes right across. So I'm gonna find a little bit of shade, mess with my watch a little bit, get a little water, and head out as soon as possible. Alright, over. Alright guys, took a really quick little break here. So we got, this is US 278. Pinhoti Trail goes right across it, it looks like. The Pinhoti trail goes that way. Looks like we got a little bit of road walking. So I'll keep an eye out for when the trail goes back into the woods. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, so you come 0.3 miles that way, and you'll see on your left the trail sign. Up this pretty steep embankment. Trail's right up here, I guess. Alright, I'm putting this down. There it is. So yeah, the trail follows along the road. Probably about 1.7 from the shelter. I decided that's where I'm going to take a little break. Alright, over and out. For this, guys, thank you for whoever did this. I'm going to take a little bit. I appreciate it. Alright, over and out. Alright guys, the trail from High Point is a pretty good mess. With down trees, you see a blaze there. I saw a blaze here. And look at this. This is chest high, assuming I'm going the right way. Wow. This is pretty bad. Alright guys, hopefully I can find the trail. Over. Wow guys, look at this. There's no such thing as a trail. I see a blue blaze over there, which I hope is the trail. Wow. I guess I'm going to try to get down there and walk across that log. Wow, this place is really messed up. Alright, over. Alright guys, so I figured out what that place was. It's called the Pits. So yeah, just use your best common sense, but try to pay attention to the blazes and you should be able to figure it out, even though it is a little bit confusing and a mess. It really slowed me down there. So then from there you got a brief climb. You get to the top, I guess, Davis Mountain. And then you go down the south side and you start losing some elevation pretty quickly with some switchbacks, and you come to this water source here that's moving great even now. This water source is the water source for the trail, of the shelter that's maybe half a mile up. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, that's not entirely sure where the shelter is, but here you go. You take a left here and I see, I see the trail goes back up here. I'm probably going to climb up to the shelter. I think it's called Davis Shelter. I'll get the name in the next video. That's probably where I'll take a short break and then try to book it to the next shelter, where I'll take a real break and try to get out of this heat for a little bit. Alright, over and out. So we're climbing up Davis Mountain to the shelter. Got this nice little view here. The mountain's off in the distance, kind of in a bowl, and the heat's starting to hit. I might take a break at this shelter and the next shelter. It's my heart rate is pretty high, and I'm not exactly setting any marathon records here. Look at that, it's pretty. Alright, over and out.